What is up guys, and welcome back to another video. I wanted to talk about something this week that it's kind of from my own experience, but it's got a really important point and something which I don't think is spoken about too often in this community. So yesterday I had an opportunity to pursue something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I haven't really been thinking about that much, and it was just a spur of the moment thing that I put myself forward for, and it went really well. I was basically given the choice to take this opportunity if I wanted to. There was a sense of doubt in my mind over whether I should do it or not, and upon sitting back and listening to what the person told me and taking in all the information and getting really quiet and listening to myself, this voice was saying that maybe I shouldn't do it right now. And this brings home an important message for people who pursue personal development and just you guys in this space as well as myself. I feel like there's a mentality of go, 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 just smashing through the things that you doubt and smashing through anxieties and insecurities, and I can say that I've probably spewed some of that on here before as well. But what if that doubt or that little anxiety you have is actually trying to tell you something useful? We're so quick to dismiss our anxious thoughts and our doubts, when really feelings of anxiety and feelings of doubt do hold some truth to them. Not every doubt and anxiety that you have is irrational. And this was kind of the place I was in. I was like, I'm feeling doubtful about this and I'm feeling a bit anxious about it. And there's this voice inside me telling me that maybe I shouldn't pursue this right now. But there was another side of me which was like, but this contradicts the stuff you've been telling yourself about pushing through your doubts and pushing through your insecurities and your anxieties. Do I just push through? And the answer to this is, and to any of you guys who have similar doubts like this, don't be afraid and don't take it as a bad thing to not feel ready to do something. It is perfectly fine. It is perfectly normal to feel like you're not ready to do something sometimes. There's a difference between anxiety that is irrational and based in limiting beliefs, and anxiety which is just trying to tell you that maybe you shouldn't be doing something right now because you're not ready. There's a difference between those things. On one side, you can hold yourself back from doing things that you ought to be doing, and on the other side, maybe you're being held back for a reason, because you're not ready, because you're not in the right position to do this thing, because you have yet to learn what you need to learn. And that's the anxiety I was feeling. That was the doubt I was feeling. And I had to listen to that. And we'll come back to this every time you want to make a decision. It's listening to that voice within yourself. There are times where I've been really anxious and then I've listened to that voice and it's told me, this anxiety is irrational, like you shouldn't listen to it. Whereas this time my intuition was telling me, actually, this doubt seems pretty valid. This fear seems valid. This fear seems like it's rational. When I stepped back and I looked at the big picture, I wasn't ready to take the opportunity. And yeah, maybe I could have thrown myself in the deep end and I probably would have been fine, but it would have been stress and discomfort that I just didn't want to put myself through right now. In regards to that, I'm not in the place I want to be. In regards to that, there's still things I want to learn. I probably jumped the gun too soon and went for something when I wasn't ready, and that is completely fine. There's this culture in personal development of anxiety is bad, like every single anxious thought you are having is irrational and you shouldn't be listening to it and you should be doing what you want to do. That can be true. And if you have an anxiety disorder, that is probably true a lot of the time. The main thing you want to do is get quiet, meditate, do some breath work, turn down the noise and really listen to that voice inside you, that intuition. You know when you hear it. It's like this just voice that knows more than you think you know. I don't know if that makes any sense. But that's what intuition is. It's like this subconscious processing of all this information at like light speed, way beyond conscious thought, that summarizes all this information and pushes it out into this voice and this feeling of what's right and what's wrong. And in this situation, the voice was telling me that the anxiety was right. So it was a bit of a wake-up call to me, because I've definitely been the person who has said, like, don't listen to your anxieties, just smash through them. While I do believe that is true a lot of the time, and you shouldn't hold yourself back, maybe there are some circumstances where anxiety is trying to tell you something that you should listen to. If I'd ignored that anxiety, I could have put myself under tremendous stress, knowing that I wasn't ready for it. So that's what I'm going to leave it with you guys. Just take that with you. Next time you're feeling doubtful, next time you're feeling anxious, tune into what your body is saying, tune into what that voice inside you is saying, because that's where the answer is. And you'll know when you're being irrational or when you're being rational. You can always ask for help if you need it as well. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate your support so much. You can check out my blog and my socials in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next week.